Have you ever considered what it truly means to let go? A question that often leaves us pondering, yet it's a fundamental aspect of a concept known as non-attachment. At its core, non-attachment is not about not caring, nor is it about indifference. Rather, it's an enlightened understanding of the transient nature of things. It's about not getting overly attached to our possessions, our achievements, or even our failures. It's about understanding that everything comes and goes, and that's the very beauty of life. Now, you might think of non-attachment as a form of detachment, but that's a common misconception. It's not about isolating oneself from the world or suppressing one's desires. Non-attachment is the opposite. It's about fully engaging with life, experiencing all its ups and downs, but not clinging on to any of it. Non-attachment isn't about giving up on life, it's about embracing it fully. Non-attachment is a profound principle, often misunderstood. Let's take a moment to delve into this concept and shed light on its three main components: acceptance of impermanence, freedom from desire, and the ability to exist independently of external conditions or circumstances. Firstly, we have the acceptance of impermanence. This is the understanding that everything in life is transient, that everything changes. This change isn't something to be feared or resisted, but rather embraced. It's like watching the seasons change, the leaves fall, the snow melts, the flowers bloom. Each phase has its beauty and its purpose. The same applies to our lives. Relationships, careers, even our identities, they all evolve. Recognizing and accepting this impermanence can liberate us from the fear of change and the pain of loss. Next, we have freedom from desire. Desire in this context isn't about our basic needs or ambitions. It's about those insatiable cravings that drive us to chase after things or experiences, believing they will bring us happiness. But the truth is, such desires often leave us feeling empty or dissatisfied. Non-attachment encourages us to enjoy life's pleasures without becoming enslaved by them. It allows us to strive for our goals without obsessing over the outcome. In essence, it's about finding contentment in what we have, while still appreciating what we could have. Finally, we have the ability to exist independently of external conditions or circumstances. This is about finding our inner peace and happiness regardless of what's happening around us. It's about understanding that our worth is not defined by our possessions, achievements, or how others perceive us. By detaching from these external factors, we can discover our true selves and find a sense of fulfillment that is not contingent on anything or anyone else. In summary, non-attachment isn't about renouncing the world or suppressing our feelings. It's about embracing change, freeing ourselves from the chains of desire, and finding our happiness within. It's a journey of self-discovery and liberation, one that can lead us to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Understanding non-attachment is the first step towards a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Why should we even care about non-attachment, I hear you ask? Well, the answer is crystal clear when we delve into the benefits that this practice brings to our lives. The first, and perhaps the most immediate advantage, is reduced stress. In a world that's constantly on the move, where demands are high and time is always of the essence, stress can easily creep into our lives. Non-attachment allows us to let go of the crippling worry that often accompanies our desire to control everything. It teaches us to make peace with the impermanence of things, and in doing so, our stress levels significantly decrease. But the benefits of non-attachment don't stop there. It also fosters a sense of adaptability. Life is a constant ebb and flow, full of changes and unexpected events. When we practice non-attachment, we learn not to cling too tightly to people, things, or even ideas. This flexibility helps us to navigate the unpredictable seas of life with grace and resilience, allowing us to stay afloat even in the face of adversity. Now, let's look at how non-attachment can positively affect our relationships. When we're not constantly trying to control the actions and feelings of others, we allow them the freedom to be themselves. This creates a healthier dynamic, fostering mutual respect and understanding. Non-attachment in relationships leads to improved communication, deeper connections, and ultimately more fulfilling relationships. Non-attachment also goes hand in hand with mindfulness, a practice that encourages us to be fully present in each moment. When we're not attached to the past or anxious about the future, we can truly immerse ourselves in the here and now. This level of awareness brings with it a sense of peace and tranquility, enhancing our overall well-being. In essence, non-attachment is a potent tool for personal growth and happiness. It encourages us to let go of the unnecessary burdens that weigh us down, allowing us to soar to new heights. So, why should we care about non-attachment? Because it's a key to a more peaceful, fulfilling, and joyful existence. Non-attachment is a potent tool for personal growth and happiness. Opening. How can non-attachment lead to a shift in our reality? Imagine, if you will, a pair of glasses. The lenses of these glasses are tinted with our perceptions, beliefs, and expectations. We look at the world through these lenses and perceive reality as we think it should be, not as it actually is. Now let's consider the principle of non-attachment. Non-attachment is like taking off these glasses and seeing the world with clear, unfiltered vision. Non-attachment is not about indifference or lack of care. Rather, it's about breaking free from the limiting beliefs and expectations that cloud our judgment. It's about accepting the world as it is and not how we think it should be. This acceptance leads to a change in perception, which in turn leads to a change in our reality. Think about it. When we are attached to an outcome, our focus is narrowed. We see only one path, one possibility. But when we detach, we open ourselves to a myriad of possibilities. We become observers, open to all outcomes, free from the bounds of our prior expectations. Let's take an example. Suppose you're attached to the idea of success being defined by material wealth. You're so focused on this single path that you ignore other forms of success, personal growth, relationships, happiness. But when you detach from this narrow definition, you're able to see success in a whole new light. You realize that wealth is not the only measure of success, thereby changing your reality. Non-attachment also allows us to handle life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. We no longer react impulsively to situations, but respond with understanding and acceptance. This shift in reaction changes our experience of reality. Remember, non-attachment is not about not feeling or not wanting. It's about not being controlled by these feelings or wants. It's about freedom, the freedom to experience life without the constraints of preconceived notions or limiting beliefs. Closing. Non-attachment allows us to see the world as it is, not as we think it should be. So, how does one practice non-attachment? It may seem like a daunting task, but it's actually quite doable if we break it down into manageable steps. Let's explore 3 practical ways to cultivate non-attachment in our daily lives. Firstly, we have mindfulness meditation. This is not just sitting quietly with your eyes closed. It's about being fully present in the moment, acknowledging your thoughts and feelings without judgment or reaction. When a thought arises, instead of latching onto it, simply observe it like a leaf floating down a stream. This practice allows you to detach from your thoughts, helping you realize that you are not your thoughts, you are the observer of them. Secondly, we have the practice of gratitude. By focusing on the things we are thankful for, we shift our attention away from what we lack or desire. This shift in perspective helps us let go of attachment to outcomes and instead appreciate the abundance that already exists in our lives. Start with a simple gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or life-altering, just genuine sources of gratitude. Thirdly, we have challenging negative thought patterns. And this involves identifying and questioning the thoughts that cause us distress or suffering. For instance, if you find yourself thinking, "I must succeed at all costs," ask yourself, is this really true? What would happen if I didn't succeed? Challenging these thoughts can help us loosen the grip they have on us, fostering non-attachment. Remember, non-attachment is a journey, not a destination. It's not about reaching a state of complete detachment from the world, but rather about finding a healthy balance between engagement and letting go. It's about fully experiencing life without being entangled in it. Non-attachment doesn't mean not caring, it means caring in a different, more liberated way. It's about loving freely, living fully, but not clinging desperately. It's about understanding that the only constant in life is change and learning to flow with it rather than resist it. Non-attachment is not achieved overnight, but with practice, it can become a transformative force in your life. In conclusion, non-attachment is not about indifference, but about understanding the transient nature of things. It's a nuanced principle, a fine balance between caring deeply and letting go gracefully. To recap, non-attachment is the acceptance of the impermanence of life, understanding that everything changes and nothing stays the same forever. It's composed of key components such as mindfulness, acceptance, and gratitude. By being present, accepting things as they come, and expressing gratitude for what we have, we can cultivate a state of non-attachment. The benefits are plentiful, from less stress and anxiety to increased happiness and peace. Its role in reality change is profound. By not clinging to fixed expectations or specific outcomes, we allow ourselves to flow with life's currents, opening up to new possibilities and experiences. And as for practicing non-attachment, it's a lifelong journey, not a destination. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. Embrace non-attachment and watch your reality change for the better.